Well, I always like to come back to this idea that whenever you see some prediction or some forecast or some strategy that seems to promise a way to outperform the market, it all comes down to you've got to give me a trading rule. What do I mean by a trading rule? Well, it tells me what's the signal going to be to get out of the market. Will it be a prediction that inflation or is going to rear up or we're going to have a recession? Well, how do you quantify that? And how much lower does the stock market have to go under some formula where it triggers a rule that says now's the time to buy or now's the time to sell? And that's where all of these approaches fall down. Now, it doesn't mean that there won't be some people from time to time who appear to make a successful prediction. But that's not the game we get to play. It's not enough to be right once or twice. You need to be right over and over and over again in applying whatever signal you think makes sense. So you will read statistics that look like they should be predicting something, whether it's the employment report, the inflation report, you name it. But when the finance professors run rigorous studies trying to find any indicator that works, it doesn't help. One prominent firm a few years ago did a study, and they use a variety of indicators that are often thought to be helpful in predicting stock prices relative to company earnings, for example. And they studied the success or lack of success in all these indicators, and they put in like a one dummy indicator, rainfall. Who thinks rainfall in the U.S. is an accurate predictor of future stock market performance? Probably almost none of us. But turned out rainfall was, in this study, a more accurate predictor of future stock market performance than the majority of the other indicators. And none of the indicators were helpful in outperforming the market, but some were even worse than others. So as tempting as it might be to try to find that one indicator, that one signal that will reliably give us that caution sign, it's just a fool's errand.